Welcome, 239 family, to another late edition of of the Thursday Throwdown. It is me, of course, X Daly, fresh off work. We were like gonna dress up for this thing, and the only one who did was Pale. Although Agent Sports wear as well. I came right from work, so I just looked this good pretty much all the time. So again, introducing my co-host, Pale. How we doing tonight, man?
I'm doing pretty good, Daly. How you guys doing? I got over a big series last night, 7 games with Halifax. I'm still pumped from that. It was an exciting series. It was a close series, and we got a little scared there. I don't know, Agent, how you doing today?
I'm good. Thanks for having me, guys. I'm excited. I wish I could actually watch part of that series. It sounded pretty intense. It sounded like Halifax was supposed to be winning, and there's some questionable plays made that turned the tides.
Well, guys, as always, welcome. Happy to have you. We are doing big things over here at the Throwdown. Obviously, tonight is the award show, which we've been talking about for the last couple of weeks. So that's super exciting. We are going to get to that. But first, before we do that, it's nice because my two co-hosts are actually playing in the 239 finals. I did a semi-preview video today. I did that to roll out for next season. I'm going to be bringing that back. A lot of people have been emailing me, asking me about that, saying that they missed that. So I will be bringing back my predictions for season 4. I should know that. I don't know why I had to think so hard about that. But for season 4, so that'll be coming back. I know that you guys have been asked about that, so it will be back. We're going to do predictions, the odds, the whole thing. Again, participation makes it go. So anything that you guys can do in those threads, posting, let me know if you like it, what you want to see, what you don't, would be great. So without further ado, we're going to do this one live. Boys, gentlemen, Agent, Pale. You guys are playing for the 239 Cup Finals. Exciting stuff. Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to give my analysis for what I think is going to happen in the series. And then I'll let you guys fill in the pieces, and we'll go from there. So, man, it's like weird because I'm staring at both of you. But I'm trying to be unbiased and give my actual opinion. All right, so here's the thing. Honshot first been phenomenal all year. Didn't lose a series all season, and for good reason. Guys like Brick City, Joe Stowe, I mentioned that, having his come out, or Stoey Joa, or whatever the fuck his name is, Joe Stowe, having his coming out party this year. On the back end, you guys are solid. Pale, again, in my preview, I said I was question marks the part-time players. You made it work. You jumped in the net. You had a fantastic season. Tough team, man. And then over to Agent, I thought your team was going to be questionable too, man. You're missing DJ for the first couple or 2 weeks. That's half a season. Big Swagger was missing some time. Cosmic Fade, a lot of guys, who like to have the puck, so on and so forth. So, I didn't really know what to expect. Couple first-time captains, man. And here's me. He's been fucking in the league, sitting on the outside, not in the playoffs. So who am I to judge, man? So here's the thing. I think overall team defense is going to be the big thing in the series. I really, really like Honshot first D. Other than one game that I saw that we had with them that was like a 7-6, man, they play really good team D. They collapse the slot. I think they're going to be really tough. They make it easy on Pale, but at the same time, when it comes down to it and Pale has to steal one or has to make a big save, he does. So, Agent, this isn't like a shot against your team. I just think ultimately team defense might end up hurting you, and it seems like Han's team is just clicking on all cylinders, even in that scare versus Halifax. It takes a lot to over, and you guys beat a very good MOTU team. Fuck. I know I'm leaning Honshot, but now I'm like second-guessing myself. I'm going to say Honshot in 6 games. And I think that the reasoning is ultimately going to be team defense by Honshot first. So with that being said, I'm going to pass it over to Agent because I picked your counterpart to win. What do you think? What's going to be something that you guys are looking for? Do you not want to give away your strategy? Have you guys been looking or whatever it is? What do you think about the finals coming up?
I think you're wrong. Your prediction's wrong.
Oh man.
No, yeah. I think it's going to be a really good series. I actually think they're a similar matchup to what MOTU was. I think they're a similar kind of team. They obviously were better over the year, but I think their overall strategy, they have strong forwards to back check and improve their defense. And I think that's really what it's going to come down to, like you said. But, I mean, we just played the best defense in the league, and, I mean, 1 in 5 games, there was one game that wasn't close. The rest were close, but obviously we won in 5. There's a reason to it, and then being the best defense in the league, I think it says something too about our offense that they're going to struggle. And by looking at their series, they scored 1 goal in 2 games or 6 periods. What's it? That's not going to be enough to keep up. That's for sure. I don't know. What are your thoughts there, Pale Boy?
Well, Halifax was a really tough opponent coming out. Like the first 3 games, I thought that we controlled pace pretty well. We had a pretty good game 1 and game 3 against them that first night. I think we won 5-2 and 6-2. And we lost one in between there at 3-2. But I think most of us kind of just wrote it off as like a one-off. We were gonna go in the next day on Wednesday and take care of business, and that just didn't happen. Wednesday came along, and Halifax came out with a completely new strategy. Their offense was different, their defense was different, and we took a longer time to adjust than we probably should have. At the end of the day, we did what we needed to do, and we were able to come back. I mean, we were down in all 4 games on Wednesday night, and we were able to come back in 2 of them to secure the finals berth, including game 6 where we were down 2-0 going into the second, and it just did not look good. We had 0 shots on goal coming out of the first period. But I think that series is going to help us because we went through some tough competition. We had some adversity, which is the first time we've really had it all year. And we're going to come out ready for the finals this season. And yeah, I mean, Daly, you say Pale in 6. I'm inclined to agree. I'm not really going to say that we're not going to win or anything like that. I think that we're going to win. I think that we've got a great team, and I think we're going to close it out. What do you think?
Here's the thing, man. You guys have been, just absolutely, wrecking teams all year. So for me to think anything else, I think would be crazy. I've bought in. I bought into both teams, honestly. I talked about it in the preview. Like, I had my question marks about, Hanshot first. And listen, I really think that my questions and the issues that I had, I think they're valid. Right. I think that the questions that I had with both teams were valid, but you guys were able to figure it out. I had mentioned Pale having too many part-time players, too many MHL guys. You were able to figure that out via trade. Goalie was an issue, man. You popped in that net, a phenomenal year. So, you have that as well. Agent, I said, managing McSwagger. Listen. I've never had an issue with Mick Swagger. Okay, not once. He's been nothing but stand up to me. However, I see on the forums and I see the different things. So, how he may or may not come across, or how he may or may not actually be.
I think
with that, yeah, go ahead.
I think he's been all right this season. I think people blow things out of proportion more than need be because of what he's done in the past, and they don't hold him. I mean, he can do literally the same thing as one person. Same fucking thing, and it gets blown out of proportion 10 times because his name is McSwagger.
Well, and there's a track record, man, and you got to look at it and say to yourself, is like, okay, McSwagger has a history about himself, and I said it last week, and low key, keep it low, don't fuck around, whatever it is. There's some validity to that, and it's really easy to say, oh, well, because he's McSwagger, this happens. Now, McSwagger brought that upon himself by future or actions in the past. So for people to have this mindset, maybe isn't fair because maybe he's grown as a person, but it's there for a reason because of what we know and what has happened. Now, has he turned the corner? I look at the Chubbs thing last year. That's skeptical. You don't really know what to take. You got three sides there's three sides every story. His, and then the truth. So what's really happening over there? With that being said, again, I hope that he figures it out. I hope that, like I said, he can turn the corner, and I think he's done a lot this year, in my opinion, to do that. But again, I just keeping his head down, man, playing his game, and that's going to be the best practice for you guys. But you managed it really well. It seems like your whole team is meshing really well. I think DJ back there helps you. It gives you guys a different element. He's one of the few D-men who are offensive, and I'm a big fan of that because I think it gives teams a different look. With that being said, man, it's going to be an exciting series. I made my prediction. Pale in 6. I knew Danny Martin was going to give you trouble, man. He's one of the best in the business. So, again, maybe I'm biased because he's a good buddy of mine. But his teams always compete. With that being said, I wish you both the best of luck. Pale, you're looking at the Irish coat, and Agent in the Hawaiian shirt. I literally feel underdressed, so that's like a thing as well. But good luck to the both of you. It's going to be exciting. I can't wait for it. With that being said, and with the final set and due next week, we are jumping right into what you've all been waiting for, and that is the award ceremony. It's the first time we're doing it here. We've been talking about it for 3 seasons. Finally, the powers that be, Pale, Agent, myself, we put it together. We got the survey out. We got half the league participating. That was freaking huge. You need that, man. These things don't work without participation. So out of the league, we got all those responses. Thank you, guys. With that being said, I think the best way to do this, you guys both have the awards up in front of you that I sent you with the winners, or no?
Yep.
Okay. So what we'll do is we'll just go in order on my sheet. We're going to start with the All-Stars. And, again, the way I'm doing it and the way that I played it out in my mind, the reason that there were so many guys, I'm doing a first team All-Star. So you can, if you missed out on the first, you can make the second. That's why there were so many selections. With that being said, I'm throwing a challenge out to everybody. Everybody who's selected as an All-Stars, we will be playing a game. We will be getting a game together. We will be playing a series, and we will be recording it via Twitch, via Steam, via whatever, the Mixer or whatever it is. We're going to make this happen, and I want it to be a regular thing. But it starts, again, with participation. Again, I've got nominees down the list. So if one guy can't make it, I'm going to go to the next guy. But we are going to play this game. We're going to get this series done. That's my big goal. So, guys, you've seen the winners. You've seen everything. We're going to go category by category. We'll go position by position. Was there anybody who shocked you? Don't say names because we're going to go over them. But do you feel that it was pretty accurate, or do you feel like some people got snubbed? Do you feel it could have gone either way? What do you guys think thus far as what you've seen with the results before we announce them?
I think that the results are pretty accurate. I'm actually kind of surprised. I don't really see any big surprises on this list. I think everybody is where they should be. It's a voting thing, and it's a popularity contest in some aspects. So I was kind of expecting there to be 1 or 2 guys that maybe were a little bit questionable. But it ended up, looking at the list, looking at the All-Stars, the awards themselves, I think for the most part that everybody's in the spots they should be in. I don't think there's any huge surprises out there. What do you think, Agent?
I think it's pretty accurate. There's a couple that it personally wasn't my choice, but that's why we do a vote of everybody. And maybe I'm not top pick, but it's who I was impressed by, maybe more so than others. But that's where it goes. I like the idea of doing the majority. That's why it's not my opinion or Daly's opinion or Dale's opinion, because ours doesn't fucking matter. It's everybody's. So I like how it's done. I really agree this is the way it should be done every season. I think it's the most fair for everybody to get an opportunity to show who they are and how showcase their skills. So I think All-Star Game is going to be a lot of fun to watch and be very entertaining for sure.
Awesome. And like I said, with that being said, I'm going to I'll post the results after so you guys can all see them. How we did it. Again, it's based on an average score. That's why the participation is so big. The more people are voting, the more people are doing it. The more accurate reflection you're going to get. Like I said, we got half the league doing this. To me, that's awesome for a first-time run. Also, shout out to DJ. He's got the archive page. You're going to be able to go back and see all the award winners from season past. You'll be able to see all the all-star winners from season past. So it's very exciting stuff. So without further ado, let's start with goalies. All right. So drum roll or whatever it is. Agent, you look like you have like your drum roll face on. We're gonna go one by one, man. So we'll start with second team all-stars. So I'll announce it first. We're gonna start with second team all-star goalie. Drum roll, please, Agent. Do like something. Oh, there it is. Now cut it. And this one is actually pretty obvious. Lemieux 1928 with your second team all-star goalie. Guy had a great year. Didn't make the playoffs, which, again, I think ultimately did hurt him in not making the first team because the stats were phenomenal. But with that being said, great season. What do you guys think about Lemmy and how the season that he had? Oh, sorry.
Lemieux came out, man. He did what he did last season. I think he pretty much solidified himself as, the best or one of the best goalies in our league. He puts up consistently great numbers. He seemingly always has the most shots against. The guy just, he saves what he's supposed to, and he's able to make those big saves in a timely fashion when you need it more often than not. I think in an effect that almost hurts him a little bit because he ends up going a little bit too early in the draft, and then you end up on a team that maybe doesn't have as much talent in front of them as they should, and that's why you end up on a team that maybe you're not winning as many games. I don't really like judging goalies off of win stats. I don't think that really has anything to do with how the goalie is playing. I think obviously wins are important. You need to win games to be good at your job, but I think save percentage and goals against is a better reflective stat of how a goalie is doing individually, and that's what these awards are for, are individual awards. So I'm Lemieux was definitely an all-star in my book. He had a great season. What do you think, Agent?
I agree. I think you said if you thought he was drafted a little early. I don't think so, because I would say he's the top goalie in the league. He's proved it multiple seasons in a row, and I think he got drafted in the right spot. Daly did a lot of reports in his whole analysis, and then people took too literal and didn't draft the goalie for 3 rounds. But that's the way it goes. People have their own mindset and who they value, and he'd be my top pick at goalie anytime I could draft him. So
I just realized the amount of verbal BJs that are about to be given out on this show is like astronomical, because that was guy 1. And that was a full fellation in my mouth. So I imagine this is going to be super good. So without further ado, give me the drum roll here. First team all-star goalie is none other than Pale Poner himself, looking dapper as shit, glasses on. All-star goalie, man, well-deserved. To me, the most impressive thing is that you never played in league. You come out, you have an all-star caliber season. Does it hurt you moving forward? Are you going to be pigeonholed as a goalie? I know you can play D, but what's the treatment here? So congratulations to you, Pale. I think it's well deserved. Agent, I'm not going to make Pale talk about himself, but Agent, anything to say, or should we do it?
I'm impressed, honestly. I didn't think he could play goalie. Obviously, I don't think he has before the season. If I remember him saying that, I'm pretty sure. But it's impressive. He did an awesome job, but he had an awesome defense in front of him. That always helps anybody. That's a fact. So we'll leave it at that. And
yeah, no, I mean, I agree 100%, man. It's just, that's a phenomenal season. First time captain, first time goalie, first time blah, first time this, first time that. Fucking great year, man. I guess there's really no other way to sum it up. I mean, just, then the only thing that you can do now is win the cup, and then it's literally a perfect season for you. So shout out to you, Pale. Great job, man. All right, so for the forwards, what we're going to do, I'm just going to do the second team first. We'll name all three. We'll talk about each of the guys, and then we'll do the first team. It'll probably be easier that way. Give me with the drum roll, please. Your second team all-star forwards consist of Sober Enough, Stoey Jopa, and the notorious Figo. Is it Fijo?
Yeah, Figo. Yeah, you got it.
Sober. Let's start with Sober, man. Phenomenal season once again. Tops in pretty much most categories, top 5, in goals and hits. I mean, he seems to always be in that category. He's a forechecking machine. I think he definitely deserves to be on this list. The other two guys, Notorious Figo, had he played more games, I'm sure he is a deadlock for first-team All-Star. And Stoey Jopa, this one kind of eluded me. He could have been a first-team All-Star. I really think he took the next step. Being a second-team All-Star is no slouch, man. We're talking about some serious forwards. So to be basically named one of the top six forwards for the season, I think is super, super impressive. So again, shout out to Joey. He had a great year, as well, playing with them, and also has a chance to play for the Cup. I'll let Agent touch on the two Hanshak guys. What do you think about Sober, though, Pale? I mean, he had another phenomenal season. He looks like he's really turned the corner as to being like one of the elite guys in this league.
Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't around before Sober was not one of the elite guys. Last season was my first season, and Sober was MVP. He had most hits, he had most goals, he had most points. What more can you expect from the guy? And this season, he came out and did what he was supposed to do again. He's up there in scoring again, as usual. He led his team in points. Listen, I think he definitely deserves this award. I think he did a good job putting the team around himself again this season. Unfortunate that he got knocked out by Agent's team over there, but I think he had another good, solid season, and I expect it from here on out. I don't think that anything's changed. I haven't seen anything that says that he's overachieving. He's produced with a ton of different guys as well. Between last year and this year, he's got a completely different team. So I think Sober definitely deserves to be here. Agent, why don't you go ahead and take on Notorious Figo and Stoey Jopa? What you got?
Figo, I really don't remember. I honestly, I do not. He obviously played really well. He put up a lot of points. Stope, on the other hand, I had first-hand experience playing with him the season prior. And I enjoyed playing with him personally. I didn't know a whole lot about him doing with him, but I thought he was good. But they obviously had a great season. Stopa made a great step and showed everybody what he's capable of. Whether he's capable of being a first-round pick, that's up to somebody else to decide, not me. But they both obviously had a super great year, put up a lot of points, and being on the same team. They had a top forward to help them get a couple extra points. Maybe that's why they had as many points as they did with Brick City. It's tough telling until you separate that crew and see the next season change.
Yeah, and that's the thing is I mentioned that in my article too, is like, okay, Joey Stopa had a season like that. The days of getting them in round 3, I think, are over. Those days are over. Or round 4. Thank you, Pale. Those days are over, man. Like, be right. Welcome to the big dogs, man. Welcome to the big leagues. You're going to be a top 10 pick now, and whether you want to or not, all that. Oh, if captain take good. I've tried that shit for years. It doesn't work. So, good luck. You're there. You had a great year. Just be prepared to go and, be the catalyst for a team. So shout out to those guys as well. Give me a drum roll for the first team All-Star, please. Damn, you hit that drum roll like nice. Like it's like, are you both doing it? Or is it okay? Because man, it's like super loud. It's great. Perfect. All right, first team All-Star. No surprises on this list. Cosmic Fade, Stealth Luca D, Brick City, man. Cosmic Fade. I don't want to say shit on him because I didn't shit on him. I said he needed to work on the defensive aspects of the game. However, the offense has always been there, except when he's on the island. but the offense has always been there. And he had a phenomenal year. I'm happy to see him turn the corner. I didn't know this about him. Young kid. He's young. I did not know that. Again, we're all older, so I assume that are the same, but I found out that he is a young lad, 17 something? Is that true? Either way, handles himself in such a manner as well. Shout out to him. Great season. Stealth Luca D, this is a dick ramming for sober because Stealth Luca D, when he wasn't on sober's team, was an absolute monster. So all that talk about, I don't know if he's got, well, he definitely still has it. A phenomenal year for him, and that's on a bad team. Again, his team did not make the playoffs. And Brick City, man, I think that this is the most impressive story. Guys drafted in round 3. I think he took him in round 3. Comfortable number. Never heard of him. Obviously I know who he is now. Phenomenal year for him. Already know he's a lock on the Art Ross. Shout out to Fade, lock on the Rocket Richard for most goals. Congratulations to both those guys. Just phenomenal years. What do you think about Fade and Luca Pale? Just the years that they had and were able to put together.
Well, Cosmic Fade, I played on his team last season. He had a great season this season. But again, this is another guy, he really played well last season. I was expecting him to be another top scorer again this season. I think he came out and proved that he can do it consistently. Again, it's regardless of teammates. This is a guy who's done it back-to-back years. I think back-to-back years. I wasn't here 2 seasons ago. But, leads the league in goals. What more can you say? And, he's not really all that close to anybody else on his team in regards to points. I think he's about 15 points or so above. Oh, no, my fault. He's about 8 points. Okay.
Hey, come on.
No, Cosmic had a good year, and his team was one of the better offensive teams in the league. And I think that was pretty. People thought that was going to happen this season. Stealth Luca D, I'd never seen him play. I got to see him play twice this season because I think we played him while he was on it. No, I didn't. We played him on Justice League. And they give us a really hard time. He's a good center. He's good defensively. He's good offensively. Came up second in points, ahead of 2 of my guys, and only about 6-7 points back of Brick City. So I think that's a pretty good testament to how he's done because, again, there's not really anybody else that's on his team anywhere near him in the scoring race. He's doing that heavy lifting, on his own. Obviously, he had Sober for some of the year as well, who's a good forward in his own right. But it just looks like Stealth Luca D is on another level. He looked like he had a really good year. 60 assists. That's pretty good. What do you think, Agent?
Rick, he went off, dude. He had an awesome year. I don't know him very well. Again, same as Figo. Those two, I do not remember the series the best. I know you won 2, I took 1, and they obviously were very good. They played well together, and it showed all season long with your team. Him putting up that many points, 54 assists, is impressive. They had very good passing, and he sees the ice really well. Obviously, he deserved a first team on that. Luca, I have not had any experience playing Luca. I don't even know if he played in our series, so I can't touch on him much, and I'm not going to talk about Cosmic much, but all you got to do is go look at Season 3 playoffs and look at the points leaderboard, and we have 5 teams played, and he's right up there with everybody else. So.
Nice. And, again, shout out to all those guys. Also, I'd like to shout out, this was actually a really close race. Edge, who had a phenomenal year, and that's another guy who took a really big step. BCO, also a great year. I think he's been walking that line of, good and great, and I think he finally took that step into great. McSwagger, a phenomenal season as well, getting to play for a cup for a second year in a row. So shout out to him. Agent, you were on this list coming in there as well. DC, my boy, I'll tell you what, man, I had so much fun playing with Desire Customs this year. I love the way he plays. If given the chance, I would draft him in a heartbeat again. He was phenomenal to play with. And then Dank Love as well, having a great year with the Martin brothers, man. So, again, shout out to all the guys who didn't make it. You guys all had great years. That's the thing. It's so many good players, and it could go either way. The voting was so close. Everybody with points. So, again, shout out to all those guys as well.
NHL, does it count self-goals or not?
I don't think so.
He decided to throw one cross ice and get a goal, so he should have 15 goals. It's only showing 14.
Okay, well, wait, who was that?
Cosmic, the Island Master.
Oh, yeah. He knows, though. He knows better. It's okay. This is where Yambag is at home like, oh, see, I told you Daly was going to say something about himself. Anyways, so there's that. Moving on to the last bit of All-Stars. We're moving on to the All-Star defense voting. Give me a drum roll here, man. We're going with the second team. God, you guys are fucking murdering that. That's awesome. Rev Hellcat and my boy, my man, No Cause Renegade. Great seasons for both. This was also really close voting. From 2 all the way to 6. That's Yambag and Beastly Jesus. I mean, all these people were separated. And again, I'll post the results by like points. It was so close. But Rev Hellcat, aka Kayla, man, has she come a long way in her game. She's a phenomenal defenseman. I love playing with her. She's very stay home. She does have some. She's just as surefire as it gets. Comfortable, great defenseman. And then you got No Cause. To me, the best lefty in the league. Him, Moose are really close. No Cause is just as surefire as it gets. Stay home D. He's got the big clap. A lot of respect for the D-men, obviously. You know, I have a certain bias to the position. But, again, I couldn't have thought of 2 better candidates. You know, again, a lot of good names on this list. A lot of names that could have been in. I'm sure. Oh, shit, I haven't done the first team yet, so I'll leave that for the end. But again, Kayla, No Cause, great years. What do you guys think, man? No Cause, I know Pale, you've seen him 2 seasons now. Agent, you've seen him 2 seasons. And then Kayla was a waiver last year, part-time this year, and putting up great numbers. What do you guys think about these 2 second-team All-Star D-men?
Well, you know, you got No Cause Renegade, who obviously coming into the season, I had my eye on. I was hoping to be able to pick him up in the draft. It ended up not happening that way, but yeah, I think you know, he's one of the best defensemen in the league, and this reflects that. He came out. He's in the finals this season with Agent's team. Yeah, he's a great offensive player. He's able to play defense too. I think No Cause is right where he should be. Rev Hellcat, same deal. You know, Justice League did not have a very good season this season, but I think you know, they deserve to be there. I think that they proved, you know, that they could do it. What do you got, Agent? What do you think?
I agree with you. I think the No Cause is a little bit of a snub, but I think his points are. The dude plays so safe that he takes himself out of place sometimes for the better of the team because he prevents those crazy breakaways. I don't think we ever had more than a handful, more than 5 one guy on goalie breakaways all season. That's kind of him. I mean, the dude, he plays way safer than anybody I've ever played with, but that's testament to him and how he plays the game. Hellcat, on the other hand, again, I feel like a terrible captain. I don't know the play style or the ability. I mean, that's just me not knowing him, but I guess that's the way it goes sometimes. Obviously played well enough that enough people know her and played well enough to get in the pick, so good for her.
And yeah, again, shout out to both, man. I mean, God, there's so many good D-men. And I'm looking at this list, and you know, it's so many names. So yeah, shout out to both of them. Great season. Let me get the drum roll. First team D. Oh, we're getting pretty good at that. I'll be honest. Derek GNR, no surprise there, and it's always weird doing yourself in these, but yeah, I was on the first team All-Star. So thank you everybody who voted for me. I appreciate it. As far as Derek, man, God, he's a great two-way D. He can front as a forward. He can play as a D man. He's great at both. He really, really, really is. But that's what makes him so successful. He's so good in the two-way aspect. Offensive enough that you're getting contributions, which I think is very underrated, to get a D-man who can actually create offense, create plays. But then on top of that, he's like a fucking brick wall. He's impossible to get past. So he is as two-way as it comes. What do you guys think about Derek and how he played this year?
Derek obviously was one of my draft picks. He could have been on Honshot first this whole season, and that would have been a little bit interesting. But stuff couldn't work out because of the MHL schedule. I basically had to pick one between Beastly Jesus and him, because both of them were going to end up missing games due to the MHL thing. But I got 6 full games out of Derek in the first week of the season, with both of them back on D, and Derek's a great player. He's phenomenal defensively, and he's able to contribute a little bit offensively. And yeah, I think a defenseman that can play offense without any compromise to their defensive skills or any compromise to their goalie is one of the best, most valuable assets you can have in the league. Testament to you over there, Daly, going first overall and then getting the first All-Star bid. Obviously your team needed you, and you're a big part of that team. You're a big part of the what they needed on D as well as on offense. So yeah, I think having a player like yourself, like Derek, all these guys on this list can really improve your team and are probably one of the most important parts to a team that's going to go win and move on in the playoffs. What do you think, Agent?
I agree. Yeah, Derek Gianari played. The dude's awesome. He's calm, good passes, got outlets. Played really well when I played against him. As for that other guy, I questionable, doesn't show up for key series. I mean, what? How can he be a first-team All-Star? You're not showing up for series, man. That's
like, man.
66 in the 239 chat right now. Throwing out Beastly Jesus got snubbed, and I'm gonna agree. I think he did as well. The dude that stood out to me was Beastly Jesus, and that was playing Honshot, and he played better than anybody else that they had on their defensive end. And the dude should have been All-Star voting.
I'm not going to disagree.
No, that's not my decision. I mean,
I missed 6 games. I had a lot of points.
The final series that kicked your team out of the playoffs.
Yeah, because if I was there, you might not be where you're at.
You're right, but
anyways, with that being said, man, again, I don't know what people are looking at. If you're looking at points, obviously my name's going to be up there. I had a lot of points this year, but other than that, man, I'm going to look at some of these names. Beastly Jesus just missing out. Yambag, he had a phenomenal year. I like to bust his balls. He likes to bust my balls. We just have that sort of sexual relationship. But, Yam had a really good year. Moose with a great year. He's probably one of the most shutdown D-men there is. He doesn't get a lot of points, very similar to No Cause Renegade. Guys like No Cause, guys like Moose allow, defensemen who play like myself to – you don't have to think. You don't have to worry. There's a comfortability there. Those guys don't get enough credit. Bruce, he had a great year as well. I know that he's since – moved to forward, but he's playing, he played D for the first time in two years. So, and he had a phenomenal year just to make it on the list. Johnny Blaze, man, making it to the conference finals and losing out. Valcor, he's the best farm simulator around. Had him on my team last year. Love that guy to death. Dynasty, everybody knows, is my best friend in real life. Shout out to Dynasty getting on this list. And then Odd Guy, who I had the privilege of playing with this year, man, and I'm giving him some due right now. Guy never bitched. Guy never complained. Nothing. He showed up. He played always lefty, right wing, wherever we needed him. And it showed, man. He had a great year. He asked me questions. He played with me. He asked my opinion. So guys like that are great for the league. So shout out to him. I was privileged to play with him all year. Well, minus the 6 games I didn't show up for, but the other 21, I was privileged to play with him in those games. So congratulations to all the All-Stars. It was a great freaking year, man. And again, shout out to all those guys. A phenomenal season. So without further ado, we're going to jump right into the awards. These shows tend to take a little bit longer. There's a lot of content, so we're going to jump right into the awards, starting with the Calder Memorial, which, as everybody knows, is the Rookie of the Year. And if I can just get a quick drum roll, it's just quick. Yeah, this one is a lock. Brick City. Again, he won, first team All-Star. He had a phenomenal year. He's part of the reason that Han Shots in the finals. There's no surprise here winning the Calder. We had so many good rookies this year, man, and 3 of them were on Han's Pale's team. Brick City, Beastly Jesus was number 2, Figo 3, Tomahawk, Ability, Dank Love. Shout out to all those guys in their first year. Man, Brick just had that kind of year. He could do nothing wrong. He was great offensively. He was great defensively. We don't need to blow the guy anymore because he's just had so many virtual BJs tonight. But a great season for him. Agent, if you want to touch on him real quick, I know you said you don't remember him in the series, but that kind of point production in your first year, that's pretty much unheard of.
Oh, it's impressive. Like you said, the dude obviously showed up, played really well. Shout out to everybody else, all the other rookies showing up. Also, 2 solid goalies in Tomahawk and Ability is super for the league. I mean, trying to have those guys in the draft. I know that was a big question mark when we were drafting was who was everybody going to pick at goalie. There was only 4 or 5 goalies that were proven that could show up, and it was nice to have 2 or 3 rookie goalies that showed up to the league and help out a lot there. So that was awesome.
I do just want to give a quick shout out. Brick City, obviously he's a guy that I played with for a long time. I brought him into the league and ended up being able to snag him on my team. And, he had a great season, 94 points, leads the league in scoring as a rookie. But I do want to touch on these other guys too. Beastly Jesus is runner-up. He's a guy that I've never played with. I think Stoey Jopa brought him in from Moose. He's been phenomenal defensively. If I don't have the league MVP on my team, he's my MVP for this season. He's been able to play everywhere. He's a great guy. And then Notorious Figo on my right wing is another rookie again, another guy that I've played with for a long time. All these guys were fun to play with. It's a fun system that we run. We score a lot of goals. We play a lot of defense. It's a good time. I'll leave it at that. What do you got, Daly?
No, man, and again, I think you touched on it. Shout out to all those guys. I'll go a little further. Tom Locke and Ability, first-time goalies in the league.
Oh, yeah.
I had the privilege of playing with Ability a couple weeks ago, and I enjoyed the hell out of that because I was playing like an asshole, and he was making me look a lot better than I was playing. Shout out to him. Tom Hawk, a great year over there. I think he was with McGilla. Dank Love, man, coming out party. His draft stocks rise. He was on my draft list. I mean, Legion's draft list, but he ended up getting to play a whole year with Danny Martin, so that was a lot of fun. Getting to play with Marty McFly, that's a lot of fun. So shout out to all those guys and a great year for first-time rookies. And again, the hope is that these guys come and now they bring their friends and the league can really start to expand organically. So shout out to those guys. Great season, and look forward to the next one for you boys. Moving on, the Frank J. Selke Trophy, or the forward who best demonstrates or best excels in the defensive aspects of the game. A lot of good names on this list. You got Desired Customs, Brick City, Sober Enough, Esoteric, who's obviously a good buddy of mine, BCO, Stealth Luca D. Can I get a drum roll, please? God, that's nice. And this one is Stealth Luca D. This was probably the closest of all the voting. Shout out to Stealth Luca winning the Frank J. Selke Trophy for Season 3. What's there to say, man? You have a great offensive year, great forward, and then also he is so good positionally. I'll be honest. I'll just throw it out. Esoteric was my number 1. BCO was my 2. Luca was my 3. I'm just giving out mine. But man, they were like 1A, 1B, 1C. You could have went either way with any of those guys. Not disappointed to see Luka win this award at all. Very deserving, as well as the high point total. What do you guys think? I'll start with you, Agent. I know you said you don't know a lot about Luka, but you're starting to see his name a lot on this list. So I'm sure you're starting to figure out who he is. He is a legit player in this league.
The dude obviously can play. I played a couple games against him last season, and I mean, just saying the dot, the dude's solid. He knows what he's doing. Positionally, he's always where he's supposed to be and playing really well. Just for anybody watching, those dudes are all within 0.2 points of each other of who's first to third. It's a tie. I mean, it's right there. Personally, I had ESO first, BCO second, and Luka third. And again, it's me personally not knowing the dude. So what do? He obviously has gotten enough recognition. Everybody knows who he is, that he deserves a position. How about yourself, Payne?
Yeah, so I mean, Stealth Luka, we've already touched on him before, but again, you know, he had a phenomenal year. He got traded midseason. He was flip-flop between MOTU and Justice League. I mean, look, the guy got traded midseason, had to adapt to a new system, new team, new teammates. Still comes second in scoring. Still finishes with a great plus-minus. This guy, you know, he's great positionally. There's not much more that you can say about him. The guy's a good player, and he's awarded as such. The runners-up, you got BCO, you got Esoteric, Brick City, Sober, and Desire Customs. All these guys are great defensive centers. With the exception of Sober, he's the only guy that's a winger on there, or who played mostly wing on the year. But that's a testament to how their team did. MOTU had a great year, and 3 of their guys that have played on this team at forward are on the list. So, I mean, that's what I got. What do you got, Daly?
I think you guys touched it, and I touched on it a bit too, man. Shout out to BCO, Esoteric, all these guys. Brick City, he's tearing it up. The awards and, you know, that, so he doesn't need any more due. But Silver, DC, man, I'm going to do it again. Doesn't get enough credit. He was a catalyst for us on the forecheck, just throwing the bodies. So see the recognition. Again, remember, even if you're not winning these awards, to be recognized as, you know, the top percentile of the league, I think is it's a super big honor, you know. So again, at the end of the day, you might not see your name, you know, on the trophy, but at the same time, at least, you know, you're being recognized as some of the best of your peers. So I think it's no feat to be underrated, man. I think it's great, and shout out to all those guys on the list. So yeah, shout out. Great job, guys. Good season. Moving on to the Hart Memorial Trophy. That is the league MVP. Wait, should I save this for the end? Should I skip that one?
Yeah, let's do that one at the end.
We'll do MVP at the end. We'll skip for whatever reason we did it that way, but yeah, we're gonna save the MVP for the end. That'll jump us into the James Norris Memorial Trophy. Overall defenseman at the position. Drum roll, please. I'll just let you say it. Pale.
X Daly is the James Norris Trophy Award winner for this season number 3. Listen, you obviously made a difference on your team, whether you were there or not. You know, they needed you. Shout out to the guys that were runner-ups. We got Beastly Jesus, No Cause Renegade, Moose 21, Yambag, and Baroose. You know, this is another one. You know, it's not too. It's close. You know, from 2 to 4, or from 1 to 4. You know, is only separated by 1.5 points. So you know, everybody got their votes in. Everybody made this happen. X Daly is your James Norris winner, and you know that's what you get for going first overall. What do you got, Agent?
Man, I don't know how Derek Gianarg makes first team defense and doesn't even make the list. That's beyond me.
Yeah, Derek, I think he had a lot of games on defense.
Yeah, we went back and forth
on offense.
Yeah,
I think he was pretty split throughout the whole season where he was on D and offense. So for the James Norris, which is honoring the best defenseman in the league. I don't think we could rightfully vote for somebody that was, played half their season in offense.
No, I hear you. I agree. I mean, when he actually shows up for a series every now and again, he's the best defenseman on the ice. There's that. That's all I'm gonna blow.
Fucking agent is just ripping my butthole open with this shit right now. Fuck, man, killing me. With that being said, I'm not gonna say too much on me. BC Jesus had a great year. No, Moose, great year as well. Yambag, Barus, Kayla could have been on this list. Man, there were so many D-men who had great years. I'm happy and honored to be, considered amongst my peers for the spot. So, for me and, recognizing what I do. Sorry for my team for not showing up for those 6 games, and let's move on to the next one. All right. So, the next one, everyone's favorite. Can I tell you something about this next award?
Yeah, what you got?
This one generates like the most buzz. Like people want to win this award more than anyone. Legitimate, like this is the one. The Lady Bing Award. And again, it's most gentlemanly, I guess would be the appropriate like terminology like for this award. So like Light the Lamp would not win this award. Just would.
Victoria's Figo is not winning it.
If McSwagger in like right now era were to be nominated for this award, I really don't think like it would be anything other than a troll. So we're talking gentlemanly players. I'm talking names like Cody, Stealth Luca D, Desire Customs, Derek GNR. Are you seeing a trend here at BCO? And then Daniel Martin. Again, these guys being nominated are quiet, kind of do their own thing, have their moments. Every one of these guys has their moments, but these players in the league, I want to be in the drum roll right now. So I'm going to let Agent say the winner for this one, and I want to drum roll with Pale. Ready, go.
The award goes to D-Mart 15. Danny takes it home. And I think it's pretty – this dude's awesome. He's a stand-up guy. He's cool. I haven't seen him with anybody except for one person. Don't need to name him. But it is what it is. That dude's cool. One guy I can't see missing that is No Cause. The guy keeps his mouth shut and seems like he's pretty quiet during the game. So that's my personal experience of playing with him. Whether he wins or not. But D-Mart just seems like a cool guy that can pretty much make friends with about anybody around and invite him to a party and just have a good time. How about yourself, Dale?
I'm a little biased in the sense that I've known Dan for like 6 years. And yeah, he is like one of the best dudes around. Shows up, again, he's a great guy, great player. I mean, and that's another thing with the award. There's a lot of really nice guys in the league, but it's playing at that next level, that high level. So seeing Daniel Martin, this is no surprise, man. In years past when we did awards, this was like his award. It's like Pavel Datsyuk, right? Like Pavel Datsyuk always won the thing. This is like the Daniel Martin Award. He tends to always be there. Maybe not always win it, but he's always nominated. So shout out to him, man. And great season to all the guys, dude. Like it was literally – BCO, Derek, Desire Custom, Stealth Luca, Cody with those players. Like any one of those guys could have won and it would have been gold, right? Anyone. So shout out to all the nominees and shout out to Dan Martin on the big win. I know he's pumped about that. Like I said, man, people like love this award. Like fuck MVP, fuck the Norris, fuck All-Star. Like if you win the Bing, man, like that's what it is. So again, shout out to Dan and all the finalists. 2 awards left. The Vezina awarded to the most outstanding goalie in the league. Agent, you're doing this one again. I want a drum roll again. Ready? Drum roll, go.
Agent, your mic's muted.
You're on mute. What? Don't worry. Oh my God.
I'm still going.
You muted yourself and then
oh no.
Out like I'm drum rolling. You're supposed to be doing that.
Like 15 seconds. Let's go.
All right. Well, no. Who won the award? For Christ's sake.
The main man, Pale Poner.
Oh, well, are you going to fucking chirp him like you do me or what?
I can't. The dude shows up for every game. He goes up and he performs. I mean, hate to blow him on fucking live, but shit. Dude shows up and his team's first in the league and headed to the finals.
Yeah, more impressively for me, he never played the position in league, so that's a testament. Again, great season. It was close. Him and Lemmy were 1-2. Thug, here's your due, man. I know Thug had a really rough season last year, man. Thug had I felt so bad for Thug because I felt he was overdrafted, and then all that happened. Shout out to fucking Thug, man. You had a great year. Team got to the conference finals. I know he's playing part-time next year, but shout out to him. Great job. Ability, Tomahawk, we touched on both the rookies. Legion getting his fucking due on this list. Shout out to Legion, finishing 6th in the voting, but shout out to him. Way to make it, man. I mean, he had a phenomenal year.
Sure.
So, for him, and he did a great job for us. But, the man of the hour, Pale Poner, with his Irish coat on and his bow tie. He had a great year, man. There's nothing that anybody could do to take away from that. Goalie for forever.
No, never.
I was like, might never play D again, man. I don't know if he was. Yeah, man, great year.
Yeah, man, I appreciate it. I'm not sure that I entirely deserve this one. Like I said earlier when we were talking about the All-Star voting, I don't think wins is necessarily a good indicator for a goalie. So yeah, I had Lemieux, Thug, and Tomahawk ahead of me on my own ballot. Shout out to those guys. They all had a great year. So did Ability and Legion. I really appreciate it, though, guys. I thank you.
All right, man. Well, again, I think it was just, all in all, great season for you and the Hotshot First, and it's kind of like the perfect ending to the story. You just got to get it done, and the two of you are playing each other. A lot of accolades for both teams. The one that everybody is here, though, is the league MVP, and that's the Hart Memorial Trophy. We got names like Stoey Jopa, who's made the jump, Brick City, Sober, Luca, Cosmic Fade, the Rocket Richard winners on that list. Edge had his freaking coming out party this year. Pale's going to announce this one. Let me get a drum roll with the agent. Are you muted this time or what?
MVP winner is Brick City.
Brick City. And there's no because he had the best year, first team All-Star, Calder Memorial Trophy winner, top 5 pick for years to come, seasons to come. No more being able to sneak him in round 3, you silly bastard, Pale. So for as long, I don't know if he's signed up for next season. I haven't looked yet. But if he is, I mean, this guy is going to be a first-round pick every year, and rightfully so. He's a guy who can carry a team. He's a guy who can control a team. He's a guy who can, make people around him better. And I think that's the biggest thing in not just the first rounder, but an MVP caliber player. Does that player make everybody around him better? Do you notice when that player is not on the ice? To me, that's what makes an MVP. And I don't think that Hotshot First goes like they do without Brick City out there. What, Pale, I know he's on your team. So what do you think, man? Like, how does it go with Brick? Does it work without him?
No, for sure not. I mean, he's the straw that stirs the drink. He elevates everybody around him. Everybody on my team had a good year. You look at the award voting, and that's reflected in that. And it's definitely not all Brick City that made all these guys have the season that they had. But he's definitely a big part of it. And you said he is not signed up for this season. I'm trying to get him to sign up. He's got some vacation time coming up. So I think we may not see him again for next season. I would like to anyway. Obviously, I'd like to draft him again. We're ready to, have a big party here. The finals are coming up, and we had a good time this season. What do you got, Agent?
Is Figo one of your boys there, Pale?
Yeah, Figo is as well. Me, Figo, and Brick have played club forever.
Into the league. You don't let them play any scouting games.
Whoa.
And then
Brick City lit you up in a scouting game.
Ah!
Brick City lit you up in a scouting game. He had like 14 points in 2 games in a scrim that we had. I was afraid that he was going to get drafted above where I wanted him, but he was there.
Them fighting, hey man, those are fight words heading into next week's series. Basically,
play without his buddies, and then we'll that'll be the moving point to what he is. Hey, the guy had a great year, but he played with 2 of his good buddies. That says something too. I mean, you put
for sure. Yeah.
The way it goes, but he obviously showed it. He put up a ton of points, and he did.
Oh, this just got interesting.
It did.
This just got interesting. Agent got a little fired up. Pale knows what's going on, man. With that being said, that's the thing is that this happens. I'll give you an example. Last year, I brought True Therapy in. I brought Esoteric in. There's a lot of Dynasty, Amazing Viper. There's a lot of guys attached to my name last year. Obviously, I couldn't draft all of them. It would have been impossible. But with that being said, that's how the league grows. That's how we get more guys in here. Pale played 1 season, brought Brick, and it works that way. He drafts Joey, Stoey Jopa. He says, hey, get this beastly Jesus guy. That's kind of how it works. But here's the thing, that doesn't last long. You might get 1 run at it, but after that, it's not going to happen. So the big thing is can he finish? Last year on Jello time, we weren't able to finish. But are you guys going to be able to finish it this year and get it done? Because this is going to be the one and only run that you guys have. So are you going to be able to get it done? A little fuel to the fire. Pale, you stream all the games, right? Like, I'm interested in watching the series.
Yeah. I got all this. I've streamed every game this season. They're all up on my Twitch. You can all watch them game to game. Look, obviously we all know that we're never going to play with each other again. Everybody's going to go too high for anybody to end up on the same team together. You might get 1 or 2 guys here and there, but look, this season I had no first round picks. I was the only captain that did not have a first round pick. I picked up all my guys. Beastly Jesus scouted hard. I got him in the 2nd round. I traded Derek, who I picked up in the 2nd round, for Caminator. Look, we're looking to make a run in the finals. We know that this is going to be our only shot to do it together, and we're going to figure it out. We're gonna take this fucking championship home.
Bam, Agent. Any rebuttal? That's pretty confident, man.
He'll see when he loses. That's
Ooh, scare money don't make money. Ooh.
We haven't lost all year, bud.
Well, with that being said, I want to do 2 more things. Holy shit, I just shook my whole fucking table. 2 more things. 1, shout out to Middo, McGilla, Pale. Pale, tell me who I'm missing. Great job on that.
And yourself.
Yeah, great job on the that highlight video, man. That was easily the best one that we have. I know Middo did the voiceover. Shout out to him as well. That was as professional as it comes. I know the guys have been buzzing about that, loving that. And shout out to you, Pale. I know that you put it all together. Shout out to McGilla. He's always looking at clips, telling you what to do. So shout out to everybody. Who else helped? Was Ability in on that? Is that right?
You don't know. And
you don't know? Okay. Shout out to him, man. Everybody knows I'm a big fan of You Done Know and his play style, but thank you again for helping out with the clips. Again, it's those little things, man, in the league that really set this one apart from others and being able to do all that stuff. So what you guys don't see behind the scenes, there's so much that goes on. Again, I'm in like 9,000 fucking email threads a day. So shout out to everybody involved that makes this go. You guys are all awesome, from the media team, from the admins. Without you, it doesn't work. With that being said, the season's coming to a close too. That doesn't mean that the media show is coming to a close. Now, we might not do our slots every week during the off season, but I do have some stuff planned moving forward. So we will still be doing weekly shows. Don't forget to catch Sober Elitis every Friday. You can watch them live. That's where Esoteric and Sober shoot the breeze about pretty much anything. If you haven't watched last week's show, please check out the link on the main page. I was on the show with the boys. We had a fantastic time. I told my Donnie story too. For all of you who've never heard that, it's fucking ridiculous. But if you haven't heard that, go and give that a listen. Yeah, I know, it's crazy. Those guys will be on tomorrow. I believe Agent should be on that show, pending that he doesn't suck balls. But in case he does, luckily, Esso and Sober can talk about fucking whatever. So it works out perfectly. But guys, stay tuned for more information. We're going to have more stuff. Next week, we'll be breaking down the finals, looking at the winner, one of my colleagues. I'm sure that should be an interesting show, to say the least, now that the buzz is officially started. With that said, we are wrapping up here. Thank you guys again for tuning into the Thursday Throwdown. Myself, Pale, Agent. Until next time, boys, have a great night.
Peace.
Later, boys.